welcome to County Cup 2026. The lead in, we have two of the skippers here, former skippers, in OJ Pitcher and Stephen Butterbridge. Waiting the other two to show up. I think they're driving in now. But gentlemen, first of all, we're 2 weeks away from county. Stephen, give us your feeling right now, being that you guys are playing the first game, right?
Well, I mean, good afternoon, everyone. I think it's just the natural nerves that you get. Um, but this is a little different, is because you can influence the match how you are like, right?
Mm.
So it's just trying to get, your club, your players, in the best mental state that they can. Con is not only about um, brute ability; it's some tough situations,
Yes.
right? They got to be tough. Then playing Connie, guys again mistakenly claim a catch.
Yes.
You got to be tough enough to get over things like that and still go in and win a game. So yeah, so I think from a former players, possible player, hopefully one day I could one more time, but it's just an interesting period because it's two weeks old, and you still don't know your team and different things like that.
Yeah. Well, OJ, you got a bit of a wait, but take us through what the emotion of knowing it's in 2 weeks, but you're not playing.
Yeah, first of all, evening to the public. Thank you for putting this on for us. With Eastern Connie coming up soon. I think it's a really nice touch. Having 100 Lords, and St. David's Ghost Country, we call it, right? But yeah, as far as you said, what last this year, it's just the luck of the draw. It's all good. But we are hosting, so
Yes.
we're definitely anxious to get it up and going. All the best of both teams, Cleveland and Bay for the first round.
Hmm.
And then Flex playing the second round against the winner, and so they're pretty patiently waiting in the final round. So fingers crossed this year, fingers crossed, we could get a full day of cricket for the final round of Eastern Conference. Yeah, we've had some bad luck.
Just the final round.
No, but I'm pinpointing the final round because, as we all know, St. Davis, we've had some bad luck when this came to Val over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So hopefully we got a full day of cricket and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Bussy, welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're 2 weeks away um,
yeah.
from defending the title. Um, give us a sense of how you're feeling.
First, I want to say good evening to everybody.
Yes.
Worldwide, Good evening to my colleagues, sir. Been in the game for a long time. It's definitely a pleasure to be here at Lords.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to play at Lords, but with the topic at hand, I'm feeling a little nervously optimistic.
Right.
The way the season's getting so far, so much more play, and I feel that we have the team and the caliber of players right? But it's Connie. Connie's a different animal.
Yes.
When
Yes.
it comes to Connie, guys, everybody goes hard. The clubs, the players, the fans, the whole nine. It's definitely going to be a spectacle to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Franks, welcome. It's lovely, man. Give us a sense of how you're feeling. It's Connie time. 2 weeks time. You're playing the game after cup match. But a sense of when Connie comes around, how you feeling?
Good evening to everybody out here, and to my fellow brethren here. But around this time is always a actual high of emotions and everything when it comes to Connie, because it's just it's that big when it comes to the neighborhoods and the community and everything. So when it comes Connie time, the whole summer is just a little bit action.
Yeah. I wanted you four in particular because all four of you started very young in the county. Being skippers. All but one has lifted it. Um, But just as a young man trying to break into the team, Stephen, what was that like for you? Being so young.
I mean, it was an honor, right? I think I'm in, maybe if I'm not the youngest, I'm close to be one of the youngest to play in the tournament and to play with some high caliber players, some of the best players Bermuda's ever seen, and in a prestigious tournament. It was, I mean, it was a accomplishment, but it's just something I always dreamt about doing. As I sit here, I just remember my mom will bring me to every game. When Bay was playing St. Davis, it really didn't matter if you was hurt. And even to dress you up in the colors, who's out at the cup, is dressing you up in the other colors, right? So, but to see how the game has evolved, to the scaffolding, to the changing of the overs, it's just a spectacle to see. And then now you got a younger generation that's coming in, and you want to try to pass, some of the things that you see, and try to pass them on to the next generation. So this tournament can only get better.
And OJ, for you, when you was coming through, very young, what was that like for you?
Yeah, as Steve said, that was an honor. St. David's World Cricketing Community. We born and bred into from a young age. My father played, so we started from young into him, right, and then into primary school. Where back then they had different competitions going on. It was more of a regional league, and eventually went to junior college,
Right.
which was huge. Back then it was very competitive. The junior college, yeah, it really was. I played my first one at 9. I'll never forget it. I go friendly, and Marlins and I played our first year together. With the Patriots and St. David's. So I got captain for a few years, and then later years, and then I moved on to the senior college. As a cricketer, it's imperative that you carry that legacy, if you will, of the players before you and all. So yeah, it's been an honor, a privilege to still be a part today. I'm still hanging on. People's asking me, is this your last year? If I get this 33 runs this year, yeah, it's my last year. I've been around it for right. I'm 43 now, so got this 33 runs, and I'm gonna get back in a different perspective as well from a coaching side of things.
Yeah, yeah. Marcy, you were young too, isn't it?
Yeah. I was young, a little older than the rest of the gentlemen here, by a year or two. I started, my earliest memory was actually 1990. I was 10 years old. I agree with D. Hoodie. I even knew I got a duck. I remember that.
Right.
I got a duck. I also saw it in the scorebook. Years ago. Yes. But I do remember taking a catch. The game was around Harrison Bay Field.
Yeah.
And St. Davis was like they had a stronghold on blue cups at the time. I remember playing with the likes of Sammy was playing and Scotty. This is before Flossie was called Moto and all that.
Right.
This is going way back. So that's my earliest memory of playing in the Eastern Conference as a junior. I played from then right up until 16, and then I didn't play my first senior connie until 2001. So I was 21. I was eager to get into the team, just like OJ. He ran in my family. My daddy played for Cleveland. My grandfather played for Cleveland. A number of my family members played for Cleveland. So basically, I had to follow suit as in the blood. Yeah. At that time, even when I was playing senior connie, my first senior connie, St. David's had a stranglehold on the cup. I'll never forget it. I was taken as a coach with Barry Gibbons and Michelle Painter. We were all coached together, and they took me as an opening bowler. But I didn't get the ball until after lunch. We were St. Davis were batting. They were like 80 remote loss, and I'll never forget it. My first wicket was Billy Joe pitcher. So that's a long time ago. And from then, I played every year since. I probably missed 1 year through injury, but about 4 or 5 years ago, I said that was it. It was good to win it twice. I won it twice for the team,
Right.
and yeah, and I love how the game has grown. Just like how Steven said, from the rule changes to the scaffolding, the atmosphere, the camaraderie, and the rivalries between the teams. It's just great.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can talk about that. What you said you need to, right? You can talk about that. All right, yeah. All right. Let's see.
Franks,
What was that?
your recollection of your first coming in as a youngster.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's some time ago, but yeah, I remember them days. It was just started from young in the community. Like I remember playing junior connie. I actually had the privilege of actually winning junior connie with the likes of Kevin Hurdle, Nelson Baskin, Naeem, Walker, the young guys. Like you know what I mean. And then I think I broke into the senior team and actually made my senior connie debut around about 16, 17. So I've been here some time. Unfortunately, I couldn't make last year's spectacle because of injury. But hopefully, I'll be there, out there this year. It's just a pleasure to be out there on the field combating with these guys, man. You know what I mean? I'm playing with some of the greats. These two, OJ, Christopher Goes, young guys, man. It's just been an honor to be out there in the field and share the experience of it.
Yeah. Well, you said you're looking to play. You said
I'm in. I'm injured.
is injured. You said you're looking to play,
Wow.
and Marcy, you're done. Are you
Well,
done?
For sure, I'm not playing, but
Wow.
there is a little thing going around. I have 48 wickets in
Petition.
Connie competition overall, two behind Johnny Richardson,
Right.
and I would have to get really fit to come back out and play. I wouldn't dead it in the water, but that constantly stays in the back of my mind.
There's 2 wickets.
There's 2 wickets. It's constantly in the back of my mind. I have to get it to the front of my mind and get the body moving, and you know,
and early enough, right?
early enough, definitely early enough.
Now,
We'll see.
you might play the last game.
Hey, who knows?
If you're still holding the cup.
Who knows?
And that's just the thing. Stephen, what game is most memorable for you in your senior county career?
It'll be my first game, to be honest. For me, it was just a passion that I know I had my family here for Eastern Conference. I remember walking to the wicket. I was again 14. I think we was 100 for 8. We was cup 8 or 9. We were playing against a St. David's team where they took all of the league team, and pretty much nobody gave them a chance. I mean, we had the likes of Glenn Blakeney, Charlie Marshall, Noel, Dexter Bearsden, Doc. We had a full strength. I would say a full strength Bermuda team.
Right.
Put it that way. But yeah, coming to the wicket, I think I blazed a quick 20. And being probably with the size of the stumps, it was amazing to see the atmosphere. Like from a different perspective, Crown and Ankle was a big thing back then.
Yeah.
But for that innings, people literally left the Crown and Ankle
Right.
to watch me bat for that period of time. But I got snicked off, and I was so emotional, I just started walking, and the umpire didn't give me out. So I walked and came back.
Okay.
And Sammy Robinson, I'll never forget it, cursed me so bad.
Sammy?
Sammy Robinson.
Sammy
What?
is back.
Yeah, he cursed
Quiet,
me so
Sammy?
bad. Yeah, he
Oh,
cursed me
man.
so bad. Yeah, I cried my eyes out. I'll
Yeah.
never forget it. From eventually, I just walked on the wicket, gave my wicket away, cried my eyes out, walked off the pitch. But I always remember that memory. So when we did when Connie down here, Sammy's son came to the wicket. So I just replayed him. I just replayed it. And he done the exact same thing. I done bust his cards in a very tight situation. I was like, but that's just the rivalry, right? So
Yeah.
that was my earliest, my favorite memory.
Yeah.
Eastern Conference.
Frank, what was yours?
Um, I guess my against St. Davis, me and Slugger were betting. Like, that was definitely a memorable day. You know what I mean? Can't forget that, especially betting with Slugger.
Yeah.
So it's always like, calm demeanor but jokes at the same time.
Right.
It was something that definitely helped me cross the line.
Yeah. OJ, what was your?
Well, for me, it's two. One individual performance and then a team performance. The individual would have been up there, I think it was 2009. I got 146 out of Westman 20 at the time. You might remember this game.
I remember.
24 or something,
Yeah.
something like that. And my good friend that won was here at the wicket. And we ended up putting on like 190.
Right.
Yeah, for that partnership. So to be able to achieve that, I think when he top 2 or 3 for that fifth wicket record, to be able to share that with, one of my best friends, that would be memorable. And then Don her, as far as our team side of things, as captain, again against Bay, we built him out for 80 over. He lost 4 wickets chasing the total. It was at the wicket when we crossed it, but that was the same summer right after we lost Langley.
Yeah.
So for the community, it was actually special. So that's something I'll never forget.
Well, I have a few,
Yeah.
but I was have to say my most memorable experience for Connie would have to be 2014, the 2014 we dethroned St. David's. I picked up
remember.
4 wickets. I think I snicked off OJ.
Yeah, must be got me.
It was a
yes.
very thin edge. Credit to him for walking.
Oh.
Yeah, I picked up 4 wickets that game. The game against Bay was a draw. I remember the battle was a bit iffy then, and then we ran through flats, built them up for 57. I picked up 5 wickets. Monty Val picked up 4, and just overall, I would say my greatest, best experience playing Connie. But there are more, but that's probably the one that stands out the most.
Yeah. Yeah. When you guys look at teams and opposition, who's one person you hated facing? Steven.
I hated the facing.
Yeah.
I mean, I never really hated anybody. I just always looked at it as a challenge. So within Eastern Connors, I could say it now because we probably won't face each other anymore. But I think George O'Brien and then obviously Mossy, like he was always there and about, and always challenging. So that challenge for me was never a first, but it was always that's some of the players that you want, like big bowlers that you want to be mindful and compete against.
Question, Steve.
All these guys have to earn like challenges, like Steven said, like every team has that individual player that like those guys, like Steven was always a problem, OJ was a problem, facing Danny we have all those Roderick and one, but definitely guys like Chris Fugu, Glenn Blakely, and William guys troublesome. So like every team poses batsmen that are challenging. So but that just makes the game that much better.
Right. OJ.
For me, I would have to go with. It may have got to be a few times, not a whole lot, based on the amount of times we played against each other. But a legend in his own right just recently retired with Dion. It was always talk about Dion as a batting opener.
Right.
As a huge strength when it came to and then even with I feel Mossy was a person that was, in my opinion, underrated. The debate he had possibly, should have earned a cup match that never happened. But yeah, so there's two there. I would say there were guys when it came from a batting perspective were saying, all right, look, don't give these guys wickets, and then the rest should be a little more smooth.
Mossy.
Well, for me, I would have to say definitely Steven and OJ because of the quality as a bowler. I was a opening bowler. These guys are like the top batsmen in their teams as well as Mr. Franks over here. We have our rivalry, like you said. On his day when it's really on, is a hard person to get across. Another person who arrested still was McCray. We definitely had some battles over the years.
Right.
And I remember in 2014, just before the Connie game, it was a cup match trial. And he was beating me all around St. George's. All around St. George's. And I'll never forget it. I said, "Yeah, all right, I'm going to get you." And then a couple weeks later, I had him. I had him. And St. David's always had, if it weren't OJ, it was Chris. If it weren't Chris, it was Dawan. Like the battle was so deep. And same thing with Faith. Just the talent was there. Like straight through sometimes they had guys who had right down the line. Even Tan, even right down to Kyle Hudson. Still score runs.
Yeah.
So all the teams really had those individual players who could step up on any given day. And that's what Connie brings out of the players. No matter who you are. I remember one of the least likely players would make right. You know, so Connie brings out the best in everybody, I would believe.
Yeah. Well, Marcy, I'm gonna stay with you because just a minus in your team now. Big hole to fill. How do you think to even adjust?
Well, definitely a big hole to fill. Huge hole to fill, huge hole. I believe that the team we have has the quality to fill the hole, not by just one individual person, but we will have to definitely surely learn. You know, with Dion, you're gonna get, if he doesn't deliver with the bat, he's gonna deliver with the ball. If he doesn't deliver with the ball, he's gonna deliver with just his presence. His presence alone, his knowledge of the game, and things of that nature. That's why it's such a big miss. I was hoping that we could persuade him to play one more year, but he just, this is the time. It's the time to that was. But I do believe that the team we have could surely learn that Dion has that. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I do believe that we could build the hill, but it's going to take a team effort.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Stephen, let me ask you, who was the one player you looked up to growing up in Bailey's Bay?
In Bayless Bay,
Yeah.
it was a loads of players that I would say that I looked up to. However, I think that's the most influential players part of my game and just part of my life. It's actually three, actually four. So my brother being one, Corey Hill, Patches, and Urban Romain. Right, so those are the type of guys that anytime I needed advice, be it just life or cricket, that was my go-to guy. Right? So I spent a lot of time at Bay, and those are my mentors. Still to this day, if I have a problem, them are some of the guys that I still go back to.
Friends, what about you? Who was that one? Who was that player at Flats that you looked up to?
Right off the bat, I'd have to say Derek Wright. You know what I mean? We stayed so close to each other. Like, you know, he was mentoring me when I was young and all that. He was on the guard of me when it came to cricket things.
OJ, what about you?
Yeah, for me was Lon Can. As a born yesterday, so I know, Lon was near me since I was first born. He has a special relationship with my father and uncles, and he actually calls me his little brother. So had that connection. It's worked out for me. So I would definitely have to go into college when I was younger. Go into the game, sitting in my uncle's store. It was St. David Seafood, very local.
Right,
He had
right.
a store. He always had a spot up top. As soon as line, I heard he was coming to the wicket, I'm going right up top. Out of the kitchen up top to watch him. So, but yeah, I would definitely have to say it was fun.
Yeah, yeah. Marcy?
Yeah, for me, I have to say, Alan Douglas Senior. The skipper introduced me to my first contact with him was Aaron Adams. He was a very good slow for Cleveland, as well as Curtis Jackson, Uncle Manga, for rest his soul, Fluke. All these guys were definitely instrumental in bringing me up through the ranks. And yeah, here we are today. These guys were definitely instrumental during the whole time of my executive career.
Now, which game would you want to forget?
Easy for me, boss.
Well, I don't think none because all of them has been experience, right? Why the game is what the game is, right? But I, these guys go with dates. I ain't go with dates. But when I watch Cleveland do this ball around this whole field, that for me, it do a lot. Some shit and different days like that. But funny enough, it's still that's what makes Connie Connie.
Yeah.
Like the stupid moments or crazy moments that happen. That's what makes the game. So back to my earlier statements is, that's why I said playing this game. You gotta be tough. You gotta, it's not coming to you. Winning the Connie game don't come straightforward. You may be very lucky, but you need to have some special moments if you want to dethrone the champions on the day.
Yeah. Franks, what about you? Which one would you want to forget?
Like I said, there's both ends of the spectrum. I guess you could say the Cleveland game when they knocked us down cheaply, and then there's the ones where we came so close.
Right.
I remember time we was out there, if Cleveland needed one wicket and couldn't get it done, time ran out. So it's been them heartbreaking moments.
Right.
So yeah, both ends of the spectrum pretty much.
Yeah. What about you, OJ?
I think Allen was captain at the time. It was a good day. First time there in 33 years. At the time, it was captain. So, to have to take that one, it was definitely a moment I overall forget.
Marcy?
Yeah, for me, it would be when we was trying to wrestle the cup from St. David's, Oak Bay, when McCoy Young was batting, I was batting. Then it was a run out, and McCoy got his all that. Chris Douglas was bowling these deep balls. I think I should have went for it and tried to hit him outside, but I chose not to at that time. And then the end of the over came, the last ball of the over, I hit it over the overboard for 6. We needed 8 runs to win, but Georgia Brand was at the other end and cleaned up the tail end, and that was all she wrote. That was probably the one I would want to forget, definitely.
When you guys look back at some of the funny things of Connie, what is it like being out in the middle and looking around? Do you actually look around and take it in, or do you just focus on what needs to be done?
I don't pay no attention to the cricket, to be honest. It's because in that environment it's very tough. So my thing is always to look at what's going on and just to get away from it, especially when betting. If you're trying to bet for a long period of time, so the time that I really remember the most was literally cup match. I think it was actually my last cup match where it was just like, you're not gonna get this nowhere in the world. You can see the same thing with Connie now, especially with the Scaffold, and like you watch test matches on TV, is that nobody comes Connie cup match. It's still jam packed. Right? So it is something that we have to protect, and we have to say we can't take it for granted. So there's moments there. That's it.
Yeah. Do you hear people?
No, funny enough, I don't. I hear voices because
Right.
I know voices.
Right.
Like, you know,
Right.
I can hear patches when we got a situation.
Uh,
Because said, okay, well, you know, he came to me and said, hey, they got your 50 for bait. I'll go get your ass. Like, do assault.
uh,
So every time I'm betting on a situation, I tell you, it's like, hey, you're betting for bait today, right? And you can hear that little voice.
right. Right. Yeah. French, what about you?
Um, and it's funny enough. People ask like how you guys do it because it seems like everybody else seems to hop. But in the game, everything else just seems like noise.
Mm,
Like everybody's got a distinct voice. You might pick up on friends and family distinct voices,
right.
but really it's just noise because you're so in tune to the game and what's going on. Anytime you really take a gander around, it's like water breaks or you come off for lunch or tea break.
Mm,
So it's, when you're in the game, you're really in the game.
From a betting perspective, I teach a lot of my, try to, stress to them about as far as the kids I'm currently working with and even some of the current players. It's important that y'all to block out the fans,
Right.
because you can be out there, you heard all sorts of negative, comments, is that hit the ball, this, that, the other.
Mhm.
You have to be able to block that out, get the situation of the game and that accordingly, for the team. So I was always blessed where I was able to do that. There was one song that would always catch my attention. My old man has this loud whistle,
Okay.
right? At the Hillison Davis is. So I heard that whistle, I know exactly who it is. But yeah, when I'm up there in the middle, I'm focused on the situation at hand and yeah, you're able to, block the field.
Awesome.
Well, for me, as a builder, I like to take in the atmosphere. Sometimes the energy of the crowd helps you push you, right? So it's not just you against the bet, it's the whole team and your fans as well. So that's how I took it, destroyed as a builder. Betting wise, like Mr. Frank said, it's all a bunch of noise, but you do pick out certain voices
Yeah.
in the crowd. I normally will hear my own answers. Keep it on the ground, keep it on the ground. You might not be shouting it, but for some reason you always hear it. Always hear it. And that's what gets a lot of players through.
Yeah.
And what I would say to the youngsters, block out the crowd sometimes. But sometimes it might be someone out there and you would know if it's the right person giving you right information and things like that. But don't be afraid of the stage. Use the atmosphere to your advantage, and that's what you're gonna get down there. That's what you're gonna get every year, whether it be obeyed or down there. You're gonna get atmosphere,
Yeah.
and use it to your advantage. Because if you don't use it to your advantage, you could be in some deep trouble.
OJ, what do you like? Betting first or chasing?
Well, it's different things you gotta look at,
Yeah.
right? First, what the conditions, the air conditions, wicket conditions, all of that there. On a perfect day, I do prefer betting first in certain formats. When it comes to Eastern Conti, right? If the team betting first as the trophy,
Right.
I feel it will benefit us as the challengers. And I say that because team betting first, they have the trophy, they now have to score.
Right.
So they have to take risks. That brings chances. If they're betting from behind, right? I got the trophy. They can set up and just block, block, block. You know what I mean? So yeah, on a perfect day, that would be my
Stephen, what about you?
I don't know. I like batting for the cross, so I like to bat it. Situation is
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it's winning the game or trying to bet to 720,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah, I like batting for the cross.
Mm.
So, like I said, you're not gonna get these experiences nowhere else. You can go
Right.
play for Bermuda, you can go wherever you want. You're not getting a Connie cross nowhere else.
Right.
That's 100% true.
Yeah. Yeah. Franks, what's your preference?
Like I said, this is only daily conditions. Like OJ said, if you're coming in as a challenger, more times not you want to put it in as one of the champions too, closer to them. And as a challengers, you want to put the earners on your builders to see if you can knock them down or restrict them. So only day, anything can be decided. So yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Mark?
Well, judging by the recent accolades or performances, Cleveland's Monday Cup batting for us and building out the champions to win the trophy. So I will continue to bat for us. The strategy we had from 2014 and Clay Smith was the coach was like turn it into a 50 over match. What we done was batted 50 over, scored 280. And yes, it hurts a good.
Okay. All right. And anything you guys? Obviously, there's been a lot of banter between each and every one of you at some point in time that we can't repeat her. Am I right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was trying to start something.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's got to be banter, man.
Nah, good game, have good knock.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what
it.
you say in public.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're out in the middle, it's
I mean, I know you're close to the middle, but you're not getting there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think we're all grown men.
yes.
The only thing that what kind of worries me is that how far is it going to go at some point?
Mm-hmm.
And we all try to play within the rules, but
Right.
the spirit of Connie is different. Right? And OJ said about talent different. His players or players playing today is a different spirit, and you see their spirits when the games get tight.
Yes.
So yeah, people say some things, they do some things, but I think we all have to be mindful of that, not letting it go too far.
Yeah.
And at times, I think it's gotten close, and especially the climate that we live in. I just don't want to see it go to a place that a point of no return. So that's one thing that worries me.
And that's what I'll say. Because we do have very finicky players nowadays that can't take a little bit of pressure. They take it personally. But I want to thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out and taking us down this pathway of just reminiscing about, and Kiwi, I'm hoping you do get an opportunity to
Yeah, it's coming. Well, we came too close too many times in recent years, Too many times.
How long has it been since Flats?
Yeah, look.
Really put you on the spot,
But I know I play my real quick. I'm never seeing flats on the funny. So that's dirty. That's dirty. I don't know. I now see it on the outside. That's about 40 on the outside.
Well, the last time I remember Flats winning was the year everybody won it.
That Ron or something.
Yeah, 79. Yeah.
I think it would be
Yeah.
close to 50 years.
It's gonna come. Maybe this year. Again, gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And folks, yes, thank you for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your evening.